Welcome to TheoTrade. This is Don Kaufman. It's August 15th, 2017, doing the Theo Night video. The markets are just about to close here in about 5 minutes. The S&Ps are massively unchanged. Well, for the most part, they're up about a point plus right now. The Nasdaq futures are also largely unchanged. However, if you do look at the Nasdaq futures, they threw off about a 50-point range. Couple of the areas that I really want to take a very detailed look at over here. Number one, once again, the financials. The financials are driving the markets. And I say this in respect to the fact that, go back to the S&P futures. If you looked at the S&P futures in the overnight trade, I mean, these things were running up all throughout the course of the evening. As soon as the cash market opens, ultimately, it was the XLF specifically that really started some of the sell side activity, bringing the S&Ps back to unchanged. But really, we recognize in the last few videos here that I've talked about the XLF and the XLF driving a lot of the order flow. I'm going to go in a little bit of a different direction here in this video and just discuss the overall marketplace. So if you look at some of the underlyings that I have on my screen, I predominantly keep very, very large market cap underlyings. And, you know, I glance down the screen and think to myself, wow, you know, there's just a whole lot of red in here, especially in some of the large market caps. You know, if you start looking at Microsoft today, it's down about 0.5%. You know, Netflix, all right, you know, it's not exactly a huge market cap. Facebook is, you know, flat on a relative basis. Okay. Although Facebook, we are just at and off all-time highs in Facebook. It's all about Apple over here. It is literally all about Apple in today's trading session. If you're looking at the S&Ps and, you know, why are they up? You've got Apple up about 1%. You've got the Nasdaq relatively flat over here, but it just feels like the entire marketplace, what's left to buy? We're going to buy Apple. Clearly, the financials fell out of favor as the day progressed over here. And one of the most surprising aspects of today's trading session, it's not even so much about Apple, but retail sales numbers came out this morning, and they were a big time surprise to the upside, right? However, Amazon doesn't necessarily react positively to it. As the day progressed over here, Amazon faded hard on the trading session, trading all the way to, you know, $9.91, fading, you know, a good $10 throughout the course of the trading session. You can see as we're coming into the close, the entire marketplace coming back to, well, massively unchanged. But it's not so much Amazon. By the way, Amazon itself was even mentioned specifically in the retail sales report because they did their Prime Day. I mean, that's how large Amazon is people start pointing fingers. Well, like, well, Amazon sales were decent out there. But a lot of people, I think, missed one of the bigger pictures today. And this is something that, you know, there were a couple of retailers that had earnings. I'll start with Coach. Absolutely annihilated on their earnings announcement. Okay, Don, that's only, you know, one of them. All right, we'll switch gears a little bit and go to Dick's Sporting Goods. That is absolutely hideous. Okay, it's a small market cap. Like, I get it. Let's go over to Bed Bath & Beyond. Again, there's no earnings over here. All right, plain and simple. The thing is just getting clobbered along with a lot of the rest of the retailers over here. And we can also look at something like Best Buy. All right, Best Buy also coming off fairly hard in today's retail sales. So there's a defection, if you will, regarding good numbers come out of retail sales, yet we're actually seeing some of the retailers, and these are some underlyings that we don't necessarily look at on a day-to-day basis, getting hammered in here. My take on what I'm seeing in the marketplace right now, okay? Sure, volatility has contracted quite substantially, okay? Nevertheless, as you look down the screen on, you know, today's session, we failed on the rally over here. And it appears to me, based on expected move, first of all, I think we have a lot of movement left inside of the S&P 500 throughout the remainder of this week. And that's a critically important portion of what I want to discuss over here. If you're starting to look at the expected move for the week, we had over a $40 expected move. All right, we shoot up on, Monday, Tuesday today is going to be largely unchanged. There is a lot of room for movement throughout the remainder of this week. I believe that movement is actually going to be to the downside. That's predicated, number one, on some of the retailers there that are falling. I think that's a bit of a side note. Okay, the retailers falling, though, is indicative of good news actually doing what? Causing markets to sell off. The other aspect that I would definitely take into consideration is the failed rally today, specifically inside of the XLF. The XLF looks like it may take a hit here in the days to come. This is the underlying, specifically the financials, ultimately to watch as we move forward. Now for a quick announcement here at TheoTrade. If you go to theotrade.com/trading strategy. Again, that's theotrade.com/trading strategy. What that will entitle you to do is join us for a free event tomorrow evening. Again, that's Wednesday, August 16th. We're going to be discussing a little bit about what market skew is and how skew can be one of really your greatest allies in the marketplace. But we're also going to be bringing up a specific trading strategy known as a ratio butterfly, and really how you can build trades, ultimately risk one to be able to make two with a 70% chance of not losing any capital in there, right? Really some of the benefits of using a high probability, kind of high reward versus risk strategy in this current market condition. So please join us tomorrow evening. Again, that's Wednesday evening. It is 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central. TheoTrade.com/trading strategy. Thanks, everybody. See everybody tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.